How long do people stay on hospice? When families consider hospice care, questions about timing naturally arise. Understanding typical timeframes and what influences the average length of hospice care helps families prepare emotionally and practically for the journey ahead. I'm Jasmine Badi, registered nurse and founder and CEO of Navi Nurses. After supporting thousands of families through the hospice experience, I've seen that each journey unfolds uniquely. Today, I'll explain hospice eligibility periods, what influences how long people stay in hospice, and how to plan effectively regardless of time frame. The eligibility of hospice framework begins with an initial certification by a physician who certifies that life expectancy of you or your loved one is 6 months or less. You do have a benefits period. It's an initial 90-day period followed by another 90-day period. And then there is an extension process with unlimited 60-day period of renewals with physician certification. There's also continued eligibility, and this is based on disease progression, not calendar limitations. When you do sign up for hospice, know that there is also availability for discharge. Patients who discharge or improve or ask to be taken off of hospice always have that option and opportunity. So, how long can someone be receiving hospice benefits? Well, as long as they continue to meet the medical criteria for terminal illness. There's no fixed maximum. Some people receive services for years when their condition warrants it. We've supported clients throughout Phoenix and Scottsdale whose hospice journeys have lasted anywhere from days to years, and even with breaks in between. What is the average length of hospice care? The national average of days that a person will spend on hospice is 18 to 24 days. Very few people actually spend more than 180 days receiving hospice care. About 12% of people do. Unfortunately, about 28% of people only receive 7 days or less. If at all possible, bringing hospice care into the picture sooner than later is a benefit for you and the entire family. Please don't be scared by these words. It can truly change your life. There are a handful of factors that will affect how long you or your loved one receives hospice services for. The first is simply due to what is bringing you to this position itself. Is it a predictable decline in your health due to a diagnosis like cancer or Alzheimer's? Or has it been the result of something unpredictable and sudden, like a heart attack that has led to cardiac failure and it's been very quick? Most diagnoses that bring people to hospice care are cancer for approximately 30 to 60 days. As much as we would love for people to begin to receive hospice services as soon as they can, we know that these words can be really scary for some people, and it's hard to accept this support early on. Referral timing can also influence how much of hospice you actually get to experience, whether you're engaged early on in a disease prognosis or later on. And finally, something like age can be a factor in how long you get to experience hospice services for. Sometimes it's harder to accept the words hospice and the services that come along with it when you're younger or when your loved one is younger. And sometimes they're a little bit easier to accept when you or your loved one have experienced more of life. There is a significant challenge of being admitted to hospice services later on. This limited benefit realization means that services are implemented too late for maximum impact. It's typically driven by crisis-driven care, and the focus is really on the urgent needs rather than comprehensive support. It definitely is a missed opportunity. This means less time for meaningful closure and final wishes for not only the person, but their entire family. Often families express regret about not having a better understanding of how long people can stay using hospice services. Research confirms that patients referred earlier typically report higher satisfaction and better symptom management than those who've enrolled in their final days. One thing about hospice is it requires a continuous recertification process. This is an ongoing assessment of continued eligibility. So yes, that does mean that some people can be kicked off of hospice services. You can show stability, and sometimes you may need some adjustments to be made as the care plan evolves. Some people and their loved ones find tremendous comfort knowing that they always have the ability to return to hospice services if they are needed later on. When considering how long someone can be on hospice, it's important to understand that some patients experience periods of stability. The average length of hospice care statistics don't tell the whole story, as each person's journey is unique. Our nurses can help identify subtle changes that may indicate whether someone continues to meet eligibility criteria or not. Rather than focusing solely on how long people can stay receiving hospice care, we encourage all families to focus on making each day meaningful. The hospice team can help create realistic expectations while preparing for various possibilities, whether the length of hospice care is shorter or longer than anticipated. While statistics provide general guidelines about how long people stay in hospice, each journey unfolds according to its own timeline. Understanding that hospice care isn't limited by arbitrary timeframes allows families to focus on quality of life rather than watching the clock. The goal isn't about counting days, but making days count. If you need guidance through the hospice journey in Phoenix, Scottsdale, or surrounding communities, please contact Navi Nurses today. Our nurses have specialized hospice experience and can help you navigate this challenging time with expertise and compassion. Whether your loved one's stay is brief or extends beyond the average length of hospice care, we can provide the personalized support needed to make every moment count. If you're considering hospice care for a loved one, hit the subscribe button and notification bell for more insights about end-of-life care options. If you found this informational and helpful, please like this video and share it with others who may also benefit from understanding hospice timeframes. Your engagement helps us reach more families facing these important care decisions.